On the morning of July 12, 1950, at Fort Devens, Massachusetts, 5 U.S. Army Rangers vanished, not from space, but from time itself. They were on routine perimeter patrol. Temperature, 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Fog clinging to the ground like wet wool. No moon, no stars, just the crunch of boots on gravel. At precisely 3:03 a.m., Sergeant Daniel Reeves, yes, that Daniel Reeves, from your Day 10 broadcast, walked past Guard Tower B, Private Elias Thorne at his side. 3 others behind. The guard, Corporal Hayes, noted, all present. On time. No issues. Then, for 62 minutes, they ceased to exist. Not dead. Not missing. Unwritten. At 4:05 a.m., they stumbled back to the same tower. But they were wrong. Their fatigues were caked in fine red sand, the kind found only in the Mojave Desert, over 2,500 miles away. Their skin peeled and blistered as if scorched by a sun that hadn't risen for hours. Their eyes, bloodshot, dilated, staring past the guard like they were still there, and their watches, all 5, frozen. At 3:03 a.m., when questioned, they spoke in unison, voices flat, toneless, as if reciting a memory that wasn't theirs. We never left the base. One moment, fog. The next, heat so thick it burned the tongue. No sky. Just red rock and silence. So deep it hummed. In the distance, a stone arch, 10 feet tall, covered in marks like eyes. Figures stood beneath it, tall, still. Their shadows moved when the figures didn't. Then a bell. Not metal, not wood, like it came from inside the earth. And we were back. The guard, Hayes, reported something worse. He'd check the perimeter every 15 minutes. At 3:15, 3:30, 3:45, 4 o'clock, no one was missing. The patrol log showed all 5 present at every checkpoint. But Hayes knew, because at 3:03 a.m. sharp, his own wristwatch had jumped forward from 3:02 to 4:05. 62 minutes erased. The Army moved fast. By dawn, Project Still Hour was born. Classified, top secret, eyes only. They quarantined the men, scrubbed the logs, burned the uniforms, which, when ignited, released a sulfurous smoke that made witnesses vomit. But Elias Thorne, he kept a journal hidden inside a hollowed-out copy of the Bible. It wasn't a place. It was a fold, like time had been crumpled, and we fell into the crease. They're not ghosts. They're echoes, and they're hungry for the warmth of real time. The bell wasn't calling us back. It was calling something else. Through us. Here's what the files don't say. 3 of the 5 men died within a year. Not from illness, not from wounds, from silence. They stopped speaking, stopped blinking, sat for hours, staring at clocks. At 3:03 a.m., autopsies found desert sand in their lungs, and their hearts had stopped at 3:03 a.m. on different days, in different time zones. Elias Thorne survived. He requested transfer to the most isolated post in America, Boon Island Lighthouse. You thought he vanished in 1893? No. He hid. Because in the lantern room, at 2:03 a.m., he heard it again, the bell. And in 1955, when the Coast Guard filmed The Weeping Lens, frame 10127 didn't just show blue light, it showed a shadow beneath the lens, reaching upward. This account is based on declassified U.S. Army file hash FD195007. Release 2021, Fort Devens. Medical logs, 1950-1951. Elias Thorne's recovered journal, 2019. Coast Guard Anomaly Report, 1955. Names and minor details have been adjusted for narrative clarity, but the core truth remains. Time isn't broken. It's folded, and every time you glance at a clock at 3:03, you thin the fold. If you've ever felt time skip, like your heart missed a beat, or the world blinked, you already know it wasn't you, it was them. Looking back, subscribe if you still dare to watch the clock.